What the heck are you guys doing coming up already? Hey, it's me, Cisco Morris, and here's what's coming up on Gardening with Cisco. Put a fountain in your garden. If we can do it, you know you can. It's weeding season. We'll show you the 2 best tools around for clearing big weed patches. I'm learning how to combine my favorite spring garden ingredients for the best salad ever. Plus, the best way to win is to know your enemy. We're getting into the minds or central nerve ganglions of slugs and snails so we can keep them away from our garden. All this and more coming up on Gardening with Cisco. Hi, I'm Cisco Morris.
And I'm Megan Black. Welcome to Gardening with Cisco. We're at the Magnuson Park Community Garden today. It is so beautiful on this blustery spring day, and we have some great news to share with you a little bit later on.
That's right, but first we got to talk about a way to add more water to your yard. It hasn't been raining enough, you know. But this is a really cool way. We're going to put in a fountain, and it adds a whole nother dimension to your garden.
So I have been waiting until my daughter got a little bit older to get a water feature so that there was no threat with her and water, but I found the cutest little fountain.
Oh, I love this.
He fills up with water and he tips over into the bucket. Isn't that cute?
So cool.
And it's perfect for a smaller size backyard.
Yeah.
Everything, it came with its own pump, with its own tubing, and it was half off on clearance. So
oh boy.
I'm like, I'm in. Now, the question is, how do we get it and what's the best way to put it in the ground? They told me to put it on some concrete slabs.
Well, you know, because they settle. I think it'll look a little nicer and more natural if we dig it in a little bit.
Okay,
Megan.
so
Yeah.
don't do it. He said it might be uneven.
Yeah, and you know, one thing we're doing here, I want everybody to see, is we're not putting this underneath any trees or anything because otherwise you're cleaning the fountain all the time, you know?
Okay.
Like I do at my house.
Yeah. Is that too deep or is that?
No, I think that'll be really neat.
Can I see that level?
Yeah, here you go, Megan.
Okay. Let me just kind of gander. Oh, that's not real level anyway, is it?
Let's put those pavers in there and level those.
You just told me we weren't going to do those.
This is an inspiration, you know.
So now all of a sudden the pavers seem like a good idea.
Yeah, they do, because it could be kind of tricky to level this. Now, if we just level the pavers, we got it made here, you know.
So now can we roll this
Yeah,
thing?
now we can roll it.
Okay.
Let's. Oh, this is heavy.
Heavy.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Okay.
Without taking off my finger.
Yeah, be careful here. All right, swing it around.
So now we get the topping.
Oh, boy. All
the
right,
old
here
pump.
we go.
Can you get that?
Here, let me get this like this. There we go. Boy, they don't make these light, do they?
No.
All right,
Which
now.
is good. It's not going anywhere.
No, that's right.
So get him in where the water's
Okay,
going to
now
go.
the pump goes down there in the water, and this
The
just
cord.
kind of fits out there.
Okay.
And then I usually, what I try to do is to hide the cord by burying it or
Right.
or putting plants to cover it, whatever. We'll do that.
So let's go
Hey,
ahead
we're almost there,
and
eh?
fill her up.
There she goes.
Okay.
Oh boy, Megan, I'm excited. Let's see if it works. Oh, cool.
There she goes.
Hey, this is neat. Wow.
Isn't it cute? Just a
Oh,
little.
this is so cute.
And there's that little noise that we like.
Yeah, I love that sound. I really like this. It's really a neat looking fountain. It's got that wonderful sound, and that's really fun
Isn't it
too.
fun?
Yeah, this is
it's
really
the little
fun.
things in life.
Yeah, you know, so it's pretty darn easy. Anybody could put in a fountain like this. Just
it's
need a
already made.
strong friend like me, you know.
Call Cisco. 206-555-5555.
So is that fountain still working?
It works great, especially during the summer months. The only problem is I have this little 6-year-old and she likes to put dirt in it. How do you keep these things clean?
Oh, you've got me stumped with that one.
Put a
Megan.
gate around it or something? Up next. You don't need fancy equipment or chemicals to get rid of weeds. 2 simple tools are a weed's worst nightmare. to Gardening with Cisco from the Magnuson Community Garden. Have you gone outside and taken a gander at your garden? The fastest thing growing out there are those darn weeds.
Oh yeah, but you don't have to pull out the big heavy
No?
equipment. No, you know, these two tools do even a better job than all those gas things, but you gotta do it right. There are two things you need to be on top of in order to be a master weeder. Timing.
Get them before they go to seed. Get them out of there. Don't wait till someone comes along because it's late, they've just spread tons of seed.
And tools. Here's your dynamic tool for weeding large areas. Pitchfork and spading fork.
So if you have a really bad weed patch, you want to turn it into a garden, what do you use? You know, what tools do you use to start with if you only have hand tools? So then I suggest if the soil is halfway decent, use a pitchfork.
Start on the side of the bed, not the middle, so you're not tossing weeds you pulled onto freshly weeded soil.
That way you can take these guys, you shake the soil off, and you're just getting the roots.
If your soil's compacted, switch to this much stronger tool.
Say this was a lawn, for instance, and you just wanted to take the weeds out, and you have some weeds with a longer root. The easiest way to do it is use your spading fork. It's like a shovel, except it goes in easier. Then you bring that up, break up that soil, so you can get the root systems out. See, so you loosen it up with your spading fork, so you can then, see, start pulling these weeds out and getting the entire root system. Otherwise, what you end up doing is either pulling them off. And a lot of the tools available today are very weak and will not stand up to a lot of prying and pressure.
One of the benefits of weeding with hand tools instead of machines or chemicals is that you can be thorough and get the whole weed.
Then you take all these goodies here and you throw these on the compost pile. And remember, compost will only become compost if you let it go up to about 158 to 162 degrees, so your seeds burn. Otherwise, you have mulch with seeds in it, and you end up spreading seeds back into your garden.
And remember, don't weed your worms.
Don't forget, folks, these are your friends.
So next time you've got a big patch of weeds to get rid of, grab those hand tools and think of it as a glass half full proposition.
There's a couple of benefits to that. You get rid of your weeds, you're getting a garden, you're staying warm in the winter, and you get your exercise. Now, you can't knock that.
Okay, it's worth repeating. You got to get that compost cooking or it's not going to break down those seeds in there. So plunge your hand right in.
Bare hand?
Yep, and if it's comfortable, it's not hot enough. So then you got to add more greens because you got to get it hot.
Have fun with that, my friend. Still to come. Two sure signs of springtime combined into one dish. Check out this warm salad that features my two favorite spring veggies.
Welcome back to Gardening with Ciscoe, where this rhubarb right here reminds me of our next segment.
We must be cooking up something with rhubarb.
Yeah. Hey, and asparagus.
Oh, my favorite.
Only PCC's Lynn Villa could pull this one off. Oh, it's starting to sound pretty darn good. Holy cats, man. I see a spring banquet here.
Yes,
Look at all this stuff.
Finally, it's spring.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you that a few years back, I went to school in Paris, and I was there during the spring, and I just felt that we needed to recreate a little of that Parisian taste today.
Oh, I'm ready for that.
Exactly. So we're going to make a little halibut and asparagus salad, okay?
Ooh,
I know, isn't that fun? So we're going to start by roasting the asparagus and the halibut. So if you would, I've got a little gray salt over there. If you'd give me a little sprinkle of that. I put some olive oil on the asparagus, and now we're just going to salt them up. How do you sing that in Parisian?
Oh, la, 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 la.
So these are going to go into the oven about the same amount of time. So we're going to throw them into a nice hot oven so they roast nicely.
How long are they going to roast for?
Well, we'll see. We'll check them at about 8 minutes. Might take 9 or 10.
Oh, I hope it's 8.
Okay, so now we're going to make a little warm dressing, which is the part I love. Okay, so
I like it too.
come my way, my darling.
All right.
All right, so I've got a nice warm pan going on here. I'm going to take a little olive oil and put it in. Then I'm going to have you hand me things in a certain order.
All
okay?
right, it's a
And
deal.
as we put them in, we'll talk about how we're going to build our flavors because I love this salad. So first of all, I've got some shallots there. So go ahead and dump those in.
Yeah. Okay.
So what we're doing is we're creating sort of a classic vinaigrette with some spring elements. Some fresh thyme, and then the rhubarb. And your little bit of honey in there, that sweet tart rhubarb is going to make this vinaigrette really awesome.
Oh, it's starting to sound
I
pretty
know,
darn
I know.
good.
And just enough to start a little caramelization on the outside, and then we're going to temper the really super tartness of the rhubarb with some honey.
Oh, so you're putting a fair amount in
Yes,
there.
exactly. Well, we're going to add a little bit of salad vinegar to this too. So this is going to be a sweet tart vinaigrette. Yes. So that is looking good to me. Let that honey melt a little bit. So now why don't we add, those are some sour cherries.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and dump
oh,
those
man,
all
this
in.
is getting pretty
Yeah.
in there.
And some hazelnuts.
Okay.
You're going to love this.
Oh, man.
Yes, I know. So once we've got all those ingredients kind of collected, we're going to go ahead and turn the pan off. Once we've sort of caramelized that very, very quickly.
Yep.
Now we're going to finish making our vinaigrette with that vinegar.
With the vinegar.
And that's a red wine vinegar. And then, because it's a vinaigrette, we're going to finish it, balance it out with a little more of our oil. So we've built our sweet tart base, and that's it, nice and soft. Then, when we get ready to compose our salad, we'll pull all of our other ingredients out of the oven. We'll toss a little bit of this and some fresh arugula, and we'll put it all together.
Ooh,
It's
with
so
arugula,
delicious.
I love
Yeah,
arugula
I know.
too.
I love
Oh,
this.
this is going to
Okay.
be good.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh, I just love this. So simple, so elegant, so delicious.
elegant.
Yeah. All right. So what we're going to do, our little baby arugula, we are going to just take a little bit of our dressing and, toss it in there. Now, you want to do this right before you're going to serve it, okay? Because this vinaigrette is warm, it will, it'll wilt your arugula.
Sure, yeah.
A little fillet of halibut for you.
Welcome to the party.
And
Di.
for me, of
yeah.
course. And then these are goat cheese, and we've actually cast them with a little tulip petal.
Oh, man.
Organic tulip.
that
You got
looks
to make
so
sure they're
beautiful.
organic. And as you know, in nature and in food, food comes in odd numbers. So 3 or 5 asparagus spears, very important. And then we'll finish it up with the rest of our dressing. And this time we're going to make
Put
sure
some
we
of
get
that
all
good
that
stuff
Yeah, okay,
right
all
on
right.
top
I
of that
got you, baby. I got
asparagus.
you
Oh,
covered.
man. Oh,
Isn't that fun? Oh my God, my mouth is watering.
oh, jeez.
Okay.
All right. Can I finally take a bite
You may
here?
have a bite. Welcome, spring.
Oh, la, 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 la. Oh, man. Hey, if you can't go to Paris in the spring, this is almost as good.
Yay.
Oh, is this delicious? Where was I?
I don't know. Rhubarb.
For this recipe, just go to king5.com, click on the Gardening with Ciscoe link, and boy, you're going to love it.
I am already there. Oh, those 2 of my favorite all time.
It was so good, I can't even describe it. Up next, a berry that's a big health trend is our plant pick. And I'm talking slug and snail control with a true expert.
Welcome back to Gardening with Ciscoe from the Magnuson Community Garden. Now, here's the good news that we had promised you a little bit earlier. We do deliver, don't we here? So a while back, we told you how someone had stolen a whale's eye out of the children's garden here. Go figure.
Hey, they made a new one.
Yes.
And look, what a beauty. So, Megan, I think we should just marvel at this while everyone else sees our marvelous plant pick. Hey, it winked at me.
Cute. Goji berry great. Sure doesn't look like much right now.
Doesn't look like much. It's kind of a vine.
Okay.
So we're gonna figure out some ingenious way to kind of keep it standing up.
Well,
But,
for those of you who don't know what a goji berry is, it's this cute little crimson star berry that you see right here. And let me just tell you a few quick facts. The Chinese native is prized for its nutritious bright red berries, high in antioxidants, all amino acids. They're called the fruit of eternal life.
and
What kind of soil, what kind of sun, what are we looking at?
you know what? It's in the tomato family.
No
of
way.
All things, yeah. And they love.
Except it's hardy to -10.
Yeah.
That's no
they
tomato.
grow in Utah in the desert, but they come from like the high Himalayan mountains. So what they need is they can grow in almost any soil, but it has to be well drained. And you don't want to water the living tweedle out of this thing, because if you do that,
It'll rot.
it'll rot. And that's the problem.
1
you
to
know,
2 years to bear fruit.
Yeah.
They will it could yield 5 pounds of fruit.
Holy cats. Man, oh man.
You're going to be living a long
Hey,
time, my
between
friend.
this and Brussels sprouts, my gosh, I'm going to have to get new clothes just so my muscles don't rip my jackets.
4 to 5 feet high, full to half-day sun. Okay.
Okay,
We're
all
having
right,
some
I
fun
think-
with the goji.
I think we're about ready.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, do we want to? I guess he's okay.
It's a pretty good shape.
Yeah, it is.
Nice, you can see the roots.
You know what? I think
but
we're too deep,
too deep.
here.
Yeah, oh
Well,
boy. Oops, so well. Yeah, it's not, there's not a whole lot of roots to that, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
There we
How's
go.
that?
Perfect.
Okay, stand this guy up here. One of the big problems with a plant like this, Megan,
Yeah.
is it's so viney.
Yes.
We cut this little stake off, it's just gonna lie down. So as this grows up, it's just gonna flop over and
Right,
everything.
right.
So I thought we could do something really cool.
Ah.
So stick this right behind it, and I forgot to bring ties, but we could tie this to this. And look at this, Megan. Look at this thing from the Flower and Garden Show I got.
I like him.
Wait, we gotta make it go like this so it looks cool here.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Feng
And,
shui.
you know, it's hard getting these to stay straight. It's almost impossible. I can never get them quite straight. Oh, pretty good.
And
Jeez,
then
you
so
got good
when-
feng shui yourself here.
When you, we'll wait to untie these so that when you
Yeah.
get your little ties, we'll tie it on this guy, and as he
Yep.
grows out, then
As it
he'll
grows
wind
up,
his way.
Yeah, or it won't wind, so I have to keep tying it on.
Okay.
But I can kind of use this to kind of hold it and let it come out and try and
Support
do
its
something
5
fancy
pounds
with
of
it.
berries.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, am I
Okay.
going to be buff? I can see it
So
already.
goji berry, the fruit is pretty cute.
Yeah, it is cute. You know, I think it'll look pretty out here. And man, I can't wait. They're supposed to be real sweet and tasty, you know.
Then healthy.
Yeah,
I'm all
how
for
about
it.
that?
You can
Yeah.
invite me over. A goji berry pie.
Except
A la
for-
mode.
They're good with Brussels sprouts. That's what I had.
So those goji berries, apparently they bring friends with them.
It's suckered like nothing I've ever seen. Put it in a pot, then it'll do great.
And then
Oh,
you get the
man.
healthy benefits of those berries.
Yeah, hey, oh la la.
Why would you ever want another one of these?
I don't want another one, but a local author wrote a great book about slugs. We'll show it to you. Okay, I got to ask you the first big question here, David. What inspired you to write a book about slugs and snails?
You know, I have to tell you, Cisco, I've always been sort of a sucker for rooting for the underdog.
You really tell every fact there is about these guys. It's a little steamy in a couple of parts even. Oh la la.
That's right. When we get into slug and snail sex, it's definitely going to curl your hair because, like everything else that slugs and snails do, they don't do it fast.
Wow. Is there an environmentally friendly way we can deal with these things instead of using, you know, really powerful chemicals?
Yeah, in the secret world of slugs and snails, I talk about sort of a mounting arsenal, starting out with the least harmful and ending up with those chemicals that I don't think any of us really like to use unless you've got a big problem. It's like dropping the A-bomb on those slugs and snails. So some of the easiest things you can do, for starters, you can water your garden in the morning instead of at night. But it's really like setting the stage for slugs and snails because they're nocturnal animals. They move at night.
And they like that moist condition.
Yeah, it's kind of like bringing out the Zamboni between the periods in a hockey game and getting everything perfect for them. Another thing is, of course, you can use traps. I brought along a good trap that I made myself. This is just a little Tupperware dealie with holes cut in it. And here comes the fun part. We plant that into the dirt right up to the level of those windows, and then we put some beer in there. And the beer, of course, actually as an attractant. They like the yeast in the beer. It doesn't have to be good beer, it just has to have a lot of yeast in it.
So go for the cheap stuff.
That's right. They'll climb in and actually start drinking the beer, and believe it or not, they can't get out, they drown.
That'll teach you to have bad habits.
That's the way I want to go, by the way. Drowning
That
in beer.
sounds good
That's
to
right.
me too, I'll tell you what. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Have a great weekend. And back.